Let's make this cute and simple top. Yarn, hook, and stitch marker. Let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is make a chain, and I will put the corresponding numbers on here for an estimation of your size, but you do want to try on as you go. If you don't know your cup size, I just kind of went with it. So once you get your chain, you want to go into not the first, but the second back loop stitch with the single crochet. And you want to do that all the way down until you reach the first chain. All right, so now once you come to the last chain, don't forget it. You want to place your single crochet, and you're going to place 2 more single crochets into that same stitch. Into that same back loop, you want to do 3 single crochet. This is for all sizes. Place that stitch marker right into the second single crochet, and now we're going to crochet along the side, the other side. Okay, so you should have the same amount as you did on the first side. So you're just going to go across the bottom as so until you reach the first chain. Don't forget that last one. And here you go. First round complete. So you do not want to chain 1. You want to just turn your work. Now this is a preference, so you could chain 1 if you like, but I did not. So you want to go into that very first stitch that you just created once you turned your work, and do a single crochet down each one until you get to your stitch marker. All right, so put that last stitch in before your stitch marker and remove that. Place 3 single crochet into that same stitch. This will be the same for all sizes in every single round. Replace that stitch marker. It's just easier to find. If you don't need it, you don't need it. And continue down. Both sides should be even, and you should have the same amount of stitches on each side. All right, don't forget that last one on the end because it could be easy to miss. Okay, once you're in there, place your last single crochet and turn your work. We're going to repeat that all the way for as many rows as you need. I will put an example on the screen. So here's some sort of guide or how many rows you should be doing. All right, and you want to keep repeating the same process. Single crochet all the way to your stitch marker. Place 3 single crochet into that same stitch. Replace your stitch marker into the second stitch, and then continue crocheting, single crocheting all the way down the other side. All right, now that we have the last one, here we go. Sometimes it's a little hard to get into, but it's all right. Under 2 stitches, and there you go. So as you see, the cup is shaping already. This is only 3rd round, so you want to keep going until you reach the amount that you need to cover everything that needs to be covered. All right, and we are done. Here it is. This is good enough for my size. I tried it on, it works. So flatten this out a little bit. Here we go. So the next part, you want to chain as many number of chains that's going to fit around your back and around your neck. So for example, I chained 70 for both of my chains because I wanted to have a little bit of extra chain, but not too much. So you can do this as long as you like. Once you reach your number, you want to again skip that first stitch and slip stitch in the back loops only of this one. So you want to go down each one and do a slip stitch or a single crochet, or just leave the chain if you don't want to have anything. But I wanted a bigger chain than just a normal regular chain. So once I get down to the bottom, I'm going to slip stitch right into my last one. So make sure you count and keep the same number all the way down. All right, now from here, I literally just single crocheted across the bottom of the cup. Very simple, nothing extra, nothing fancy. So you should have as many single crochets as you have rows, and go across the entire bottom until you reach the other side of the cup. Okay, once I reach the other side, I place my last single crochet. And from here, I literally just do my next set of chains. So you will have 2 chains and they should match. Again, I did 70, skipping that first chain, back loop, and I'm saying back loop, back bump, I don't know, the back of the chain. And I'm slip stitching all the way back down till I get to my last one. That's connected to the first single crochet I did. And then from here, I'm going to just place a slip stitch one more time and chain 1, and there it is. It looks a lot neater, looks a lot nicer. You don't have to attach yarn, and it's one solid swing. So here we have both of our cups, and they should match. They should be identical. Here we go. And simple as this. I'm gonna turn those sideways and we're gonna connect them just like that. So here I counted over from the middle stitch to the first stitch, and I went through both of those. So the 3 single crochets that we place in the middle is the 3 that I pretty much slip stitched together. So I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. It's nothing but a slip stitch through 3 stitches. Very simple to create this look. It's really thin, really cute, and that's what it will look like. So I also went ahead and went to the stitch right before the 3 cluster of single crochets and slip stitch those together. So I'm also going to fast forward through this part because it is self-explanatory. The only thing you have to do is slip stitch through all of the stitches, or both of the stitches. And so I slip stitch to the stitch after the 3 single crochet clusters. That makes 5 stitches in total that I slip stitch together, and this is the look that it gives. So as you see, it's a little more wider than the 3, but it's your preference on how you want this done. So now that we're done with that and cut, we are going to move on. And there we go. So you want to grab something solid like this whiteboard. All right, and you're going to take your yarn and wrap it around as many times as you need to go along the bottom of your cup. I only cut one end because I want my strings long, my fringes long. You want to make sure that both sides are even at the bottom. Put a loop like this. So I just insert my hook under both stitches, under both loops. Pull up the loop, wrap it around my hook, the yarn through, and pull tight. So again, I make sure my ends are even. I have a loop. I go through both stitches, through loops, pull up the loop, pull through, and pull the stitches through, and pull tight. So you want to make sure that you repeat that all the way down like this. Just like this. Very simple. All right. And that's it. Have both sides. And voila, you are done. Very easy, very simple, very cute. And that's it. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this video. If you can, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.